Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. We are back again with another Arsenal transfer episode. Lots of stories, lots of Arsenal news to get into. So consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel as well. But just to give you a brief introduction of what we're going to be speaking about, Martin Odegaard could become the next Arsenal full captain next season. We'll be talking about Mohamed Elneny, who has opened up about his future at Arsenal, William Saliba, and what is the latest around him staying at Olympique Marseille. We'll be talking about Victor Osimhen, just like the headline suggests, and then we'll dive into the likes of Mitrovic, Paqueta, and more. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Massively helps. The like target on this video is 120 likes. I hope we get there. But for now, let's get the party started. To start off the party, let's start off with Martin Odegaard, who is set to become the next Arsenal captain. And I really need your reactions on this. I really need many Arsenal fans to talk to me in the comments. Do you think Martin Odegaard should become next Arsenal captain? Now, we've seen him in a couple of matches this season, especially the last 1, 2, or 3 games where he's been captain. I don't think he's a bad captain, and we've seen him already at this young age, already captaining this Norwegian side with players like Erling Haaland. So it shows you the kind of potential, and shows you that it is not only Mikel Arteta and Arsenal that believe he can be a good leader. Also, at his national team, they believe he can be a good leader. But I'm not going to give you my reaction on this one. Let me hear from you, for the first time before I react. And of course, later at 10 p.m. I will be live. Hopefully, I will be live, and we'll talk more about Martin Odegaard becoming Arsenal captain. Moving on, Mohamed Elneny has opened up about his future at Arsenal, and he has said, "Look, I want to stay. I want to stay at Arsenal, and if Arsenal offered anything on the table for me, I'll definitely take it." Now, there are a couple of hard decisions Edu and Mikel Arteta have to make, and for me, Elneny is one of them. He's been at the club for 6 years, and he mentions it. He says, Arsenal for me is like a home, and I've been here for 6 years. The club literally means everything to me. Earlier in the week, last week, Fabrizio Romano did come out and say that Arsenal will not be extending the contract of Mohamed Elneny. They're looking at other options, including Lucas Paqueta, including Florian Grealish from Hoffenheim as potential replacements. Now, Paqueta replacing Elneny, that would be lots of respect. But that's the story. So Elneny has come out and said, look, if Arsenal gave me a new contract, if Arsenal offered a new contract to me, I'll definitely take it. So would you keep Elneny, or would you actually let him go? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be very, very glad, and I'll be more than glad to hear from you and take your opinion about that. I won't react to that as well. We'll talk about that at 10 p.m. and you will hear my reaction about that. But moving on to the latest around Arsenal transfers and what's coming in. Victor Osimhen is now the latest striker, to be rumored to be in talks with Arsenal. Now, according to Ekrem Corner and Gazzetta dello Sport, both of them very, very I wanted to say very credible, but I'm going to say very not even reliable. I think they're always there, right? They always give you the updates, they always give you the news, but I do doubt the credibility of Gazzetta to some extent, and Ekrem Corner is not a tier 1 journalist, honestly. So Ekrem Corner, not a tier 1 journalist, and Gazzetta dello Sport, who we might doubt, are saying that Victor Osimhen could be on his way to Arsenal in the summer. Arsenal have opened talks with Napoli to see that they bring in the striker. Napoli do not want anything less than 100 million euros for the striker, and Mikel Arteta and Edu are doing whatever it takes to bring the player. Now, David Ornstein has also come out and confirmed today, of course he talked about it yesterday, but today he said that Gabriel Jesus has held talks with his representatives and Edu for a couple of months. This deal is actually not coming out, and it is not a new deal. It's been there for a couple of months, and it is as good as done. He has also added that Mikel Arteta really loves Gabriel Jesus. He is the quality and kind of striker he would love to see at Arsenal Football Club in the summer. A deal is not anywhere close to being agreed between the two clubs, so we are still waiting for Arsenal to make their first and official proposal to Manchester City. City are demanding a fee in the region of 25 to 30. So if Arsenal can meet that, if Arsenal can pay the 30 million euros, then Gabriel Jesus will be joining Arsenal. And of course, the player today has come out. He was asked about his future at City, and he said, "It is not only me. It's all, it's about every player. Every player wants game time. Every player would want to have that game time. Frequent game time. All the time." And his decision to leave Manchester City and join Arsenal and join any other club is going to be purely based on the fact that he wants game time. Now, I was listening to Terry Flares, I think, yesterday, part one, on the Football Terrace, and he made a very, very good point. And he said, look, Gabriel Jesus is one player that has not got the opportunity to play every game like players like Lacazette and Aubameyang. If you can have him play every game, if you can have him as the main striker, as the main focal point, as the main focus for Arsenal, probably their goals in there. But of course, we wait to see if that deal comes around in the summer, because Edu also said that we will bring in one or two big players, but then it will depend on where we finish in the Champions League, or in the league. Sorry, if we qualify for Champions League, you never know. Arsenal could go for a Darwin Núñez or something bigger than that. If we go to the Europa League, then players like Gabriel Jesus, for me, would be the signings that we make. So we wait and see what's going to happen out of that. But Victor Osimhen, talks have been rumored to be opened by Gazzetta dello Sport and of course Ekrem Kona as well. Now, in terms of strikers, we've been linked with two others. Tammy Abraham. Arsenal are being rumored to be secretly planning a move for Tammy Abraham in the summer if they cannot get Victor Osimhen, Lautaro Martinez, or Darwin Núñez. Now, if you look at Tammy Abraham, I think our interest in him was genuine in the summer, very, very genuine before he moved to Roma, before he made that switch from Chelsea to Roma. Our interest was very, very genuine, but somewhere I didn't understand what happened. A couple of sources said that Arsenal didn't go for Tammy Abraham because Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Edin Ketia had failed to find deals elsewhere, and a couple of sources said that the player actually wanted guaranteed game time, and he felt like he wouldn't actually get that, and that is what Jose Mourinho promised the player, that you will get game time, you will be able to play more regularly if you join Roma. So I do not understand what really happened in the summer, whether Arsenal really wanted a striker or not, but what I can confirm is that there was genuine interest, and the player was also interested in joining the club. Now, Tammy is one of those players that have had really very good seasons. This season in the Italian Serie A, he scored double figures for Roma, and given the quality of Mourinho's side and the way he wants to play and his style of football, for a player forward to just come from the Premier League, come to a new league in the Italian Serie A. Of course, we know the Italian Serie A is branded by that defensive style of football. For him to go there, do well like he's done, I think he deserves lots of credit. And there is a striker in there. There are goals in there. Arsenal would love to bring him in at the Emirates Stadium. For him to be a backup striker to Gabriel Jesus, I think that would not be something very bad. But I don't see him coming away from Roma. That is one. And also, I do not think Roma will want to part ways for a striker with a striker who's actually come in, showed them that he can actually replace the likes of Edin Dzeko, but also become reliable. He's become that reliable for them. He's that kind of source of goals that you just need him around. You just need him around. So for me, Tammy Abraham, Arsenal are interested, but it's going to take 1 or 2 more seasons for any other club to come in and really write a huge mark around him. I don't see it. I don't see that happening very, very soon. The other is Aleksandar Mitrovic. Really good season he has had in the championship. He scored 40 goals in the championship, and lads, That is interesting. Obviously, that means that Fulham are already back in the Premier League. If you already know, if you didn't know, now you know. Fulham are back in the in the Premier League. They were promoted, and it looks like they are one of the reasons as to why they've been promoted is the goals of Mitrovic. How can you score 40 in one campaign? Absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. Of course, he's Premier League proven. He's played in the Premier League as well. Did he first play for Newcastle? If I'm not mistaken, I think he first played for Newcastle, right? And then went to Fulham. And I think the question with Aleksandar Mitrovic is because he has failed to do it. And in the Premier League, he has failed to impress in the Premier League. The question for him this season: can he actually hit the numbers? Players like Oli Watkins are hitting coming from the Championship. Players like Ivan Toney are hitting coming from the Championship. Players like Timo Pukki are hitting coming from the Championship. That is the question. That is his next level. And for me, Mitrovic is not. I wouldn't really Look, I don't want to be against him because we do not know. He scored 40 and he has the numbers backing him. But there are few advantages around him. He's got that, aerial prowess. And then he's the physique. His physicality is also very, very good. I think he's a fox in the box as well. But to sign him won't be an upgrade for me, lads. It won't be an upgrade. I don't know what you think about Aleksandar Mitrovic. Let me know your comments. But as you comment about Mitrovic, drop a like on the video. And also remember that he has scored 40 goals this campaign for Fulham. 40. Mad numbers. Mad numbers. The last time we were hearing 40, it used to be Messi, Ronaldo, Haaland, 40. But of course we have someone who scored 40 and that, in the Championship, and that is Mitrovic. And of course, that really doesn't mean that the Championship is a weak league. I think it doesn't even get the respect it deserves. It's a very, very good league. It's a very, very good league. So, what do you think about Mitrovic? Moving on to the other stories around the club. William Saliba is set to stay at Marseille for another season. That was also confirmed. We talked about that yesterday. Now, Marseille want to keep the young player for at least another season on loan. Mad. Absolutely mad. I was really, really furious yesterday, and I don't think my opinion has changed about that. Lastly, Arsenal interested in Lucas Paqueta as well, and Edu wants to see that deal get over the line. That is the latest around Arsenal. Smash a like on the video, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye-bye.